Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Cimnanya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. I saw people talking about how Kamala Harris does not care about people during because of what happened, Hurricane Helen, that messed up so many things and all that. So many people died. It's really a disaster, and I am sending all my love to you all. And I really do hope that you all recover from this phase, right? Because it is really a very horrible phase. And now they are calling Kamala Harris out saying that she doesn't care about people. Why would FEMA? Because so far it is the money that the FEMA has agreed to give out to people, which is like $750 to the victims. And at the same time, they also said that the money cannot come to you except that you register, like due process, register with your email and all that, so that something can be the money can be sent to you. A lot of people are not finding it funny, why people that lost almost all their things and all that, why do you think that they will have phones and the rest of it, right? And I am saying that how do you expect to see some things are done with due process, because there is no how the government will know that this person is affected and the other person is affected and the other one is not affected, right? How do you want them to share the money, or you want them to come out and throw the money on the earth so people can pick? There will definitely be a due process. No matter how hard it might sound and all that, you do not expect them to come out and start sharing money on the road. And also, they are complaining that the money is not good enough. You know what? Let's get into this.
Example, when you're American Last, and they only give you $750 if there is a natural disaster that happened, because they have depleted the FEMA fund of $1.4 billion that was given out to illegal migrants for shelter and food and resources, just like we keep saying.
Dude, what? How? How? Are there this many of you right now? You guys are unreal.
I need somebody to tell me, where are they breeding these rocket raccoons with the glizzy of white supremacy firmly lodged in their throats? Seavest Garden here is just the latest of the rocket raccoons spreading misinformation and letting us know they have no clue that government has 3 branches because they need a schoolhouse rock lesson. And guess what? Let's get it. And before we start, understand, I don't expect this rocket raccoon to understand anything I'm about to talk about because they choose to be who they are. The ad hominems in this video are for them. The education is just because I can. Let's get it.
As your body grows bigger,
your mind must flower.
it's great to learn.
Cause knowledge is power.
Get Schoolhouse Rocket, a chip off the block of your favorite schoolhouse.
I'm going to talk about what Kamala Harris actually said about the $750 and what she said after that nobody is talking about because they're stupid. But before we get there, we're going to take this detour through Schoolhouse Rock. For those people who don't understand, we have 3 branches of government and what their functions are. Yeah, let's get that first out the way. So we have the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. And we're not going to really talk about the judicial branch right now. We're going to talk about the legislative branch and the executive branch. This is the executive branch and some of its responsibilities. And this branch is where you will find the President of the United States. Do you see anywhere here where it talks about, I don't know, appropriations of monies? Yeah, do you see that here? You know why? Because the legislative branch controls federal appropriations. In other words, in Schoolhouse Rock terms, the legislative branch controls the purse strings of the government. They are the ones who approve money for budgets for the different agencies and oversees that distribution. Got it? So the money that FEMA has, they get from legislative appropriations. Now, the thing about government appropriations, or that they're public knowledge. And you can go to government websites and find out exactly what Congress has allocated and why. And the why is important because you can't spend this money except on what Congress appropriated it for. And Congress appropriated $640.9 million. That's million with an M. And that's relevant. Stick with me. For the purpose of SSP allotment and SSP competitive allotment. A and C. And they can't spend that money on anything except that fact. Now that's 640.9 million with an M. Stick with me here. Now, the Shelter and Services Program, the SSP I was talking about, is a completely separate appropriated grant program that was authorized and funded by Congress and is not associated with any way with FEMA disaster-related authority or funding streams. Now, Congress just passed a temporary CR to keep the government funded until December. And noticeably missing from that bipartisan agreement, which was passed the day before the hurricane made landfall in Florida, was billions of dollars in additional funding for FEMA Disaster Relief Fund. But appropriators said the deal instead allows for the agencies to use the fund's resources faster for disaster response for the duration of the stopgap measure, which will be in December, allowing FEMA to draw from roughly $20 billion with a B, starting October the 1st. FEMA actually has a website where you can go look all of this up for yourself without sounding stupid. So let's get to this $750. Here's the rumor literally being addressed on the FEMA site. FEMA will only provide $750 to disaster survivors to support their recovery. That is false. The $750 is one type of assistance that is often approved quickly after you apply. It is serious needs assistance, which is $750 to help you pay for essential items like food, water, baby food, breastfeeding supplies, medication, and other emergency supplies. Whether you like it or not, you have to apply for these services. FEMA is just not walking through the neighborhood handing out $750. And it is not the only service. There are other forms of assistance that you may qualify for to receive once you apply for disaster assistance. And you all totally just left that out of what Kamala Harris actually said.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this.
That is what was actually said about the $750 being immediate needs money for those items. And it was part of the assistance that FEMA was providing. See, nobody is rebuilding a house at this time in a disaster zone. There are still impassable roads and conditions are not safe. So what are you talking about that FEMA is not providing more assistance when they're just talking about the $750 cash assistance that they will be providing instantaneously? But also, in that same speech, she said the following.
FEMA is also providing tens of thousands more dollars for folks to help them be able to deal with home repair, to be able to cover a deductible when and if they have insurance, and also hotel costs. Today I'm also announcing that the President has approved the Governor's request for 100% federal reimbursement of local costs. And Mayor, as you have pointed out, the burden to local governments, including the state government, is pretty immense.
There is something about the glizzy of white supremacy that lodges itself so firmly in the back of the throat of these rocket raccoons that it affects their ability to do research and to hear. They just run with whatever talking points Master gives them. Now, you make sure you take this Schoolhouse Rock lesson from today and find your local bigot, racist, or rocket raccoon and shove it down their throats. Y'all have the day you deserve. Peace.
$750 for the victims of Hurricane Helene. Let's talk about it. So yeah, you heard it right. Kamala Harris said yesterday, for all of the families that were affected by the hurricane, whether it be North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, you could potentially qualify for $750. So this is all you have to do. Apply online. Don't worry about the Wi-Fi. Figure it out. Apply online. Submit all of your documents as it relates to your finances, and someone will review it, and then you'll get some notification if you qualify. What I've heard is it's only for low-income families. And my first question is, how are people applying for some type of aid online when they were just flooded out of their homes and towns and have no Wi-Fi? Do they even have their computers anymore? Do they even have their phones? But yeah, $750 for hurricane relief if you qualify. And then someone will review it, and then I guess you'll get a letter in the mail if you have a mailbox, or if your house didn't float away, letting you know whether you qualify. How long does the process take? When are you gonna potentially get the $750? Yeah, that's what's happening, $750. Doesn't this remind you of the whole thing that happened in Hawaii, where the whole little area burnt down and people were like fleeing to the ocean just to get away from the flames? And then Oprah and The Rock got on Instagram and started begging people for donations. And then people got one-time payments of $700. You do know that those people were not able to rebuild and did leave. And then after all of that land was burnt, guess who bought it all? Yeah, so this is very reminiscent of that. And so my question is, do the people of the mountains of North Carolina, the Blue Mountains, Asheville North, do they have flood insurance? Because why would you have flood insurance if you live on a mountain? Because what I've always thought is, whenever there's some type of water disaster getting ready to happen, they tell people to go to higher elevation, right? So why would they have flood insurance up there? Oh, interesting. Climate change, this massive storm that took out almost 200 lives now. Isn't it so odd? Well, there are two big companies, two of the biggest companies in the country, who want that area, because apparently there's some things underneath it that can assist them with the manufacturing of electric vehicles. Is that odd to you? Because now those people, one, are not going to be able to rebuild. Two, how are they even going to apply for this $750? And how long is it going to take it to come in there? So those are all my questions. So then we have Mr. Biden talking about on a tarmac. Some reporter said, hey, are you going to send more money? He said no, because it was the day after he just sent Zelensky back with over like $8 million. So he was like, yeah, we ain't got no money. So then he goes on, does a press conference and says that he has no more money and that the American citizens should help each other. Cool, we will help each other. Oh, but we can't, because in my last video, I said FEMA was broke because due to Katrina, and people came in my comments, it was like, FEMA's not broke. Mayorkas said yesterday that FEMA is broke, just like I said. So now Biden's saying help each other because he knows FEMA has no money. My question is, doesn't our taxpayer dollars go to fund these services in the event that we need them? Yeah, no. They take that money and they send it in big old packages. They've been sending packages to other countries this week. And now we have to help each other. Cool. We got private helicopters. We got people who are going to boots on the ground and get up there and help the people. Yeah, no, don't come up here. The FEMA operational people are saying, don't come up here with donations. You're interfering with the operation. You're interfering with our rescue plan. Send cash. Don't bring stuff. Send cash. So cash is going to feed the horses? because I see that people are still helping each other in spite of being told if you come up here, you could potentially get arrested, and park that damn helicopter. You are not dropping shit anywhere. But in those military operations, aren't they able to put a whole bunch of shit on pallets and drop it into areas? Because I believe that's what they ended up doing at Katrina. There has not been one pallet of anything dropped anywhere. And people are still like, middle finger to you, we're gonna help our people because your president told us we have to help each other. Now we wanna help each other, and now we're like being threatened that if we come up here, we're going to jail. Like, this is what's happening. And then Ms. Harris, in her photo op yesterday with a black family, is talking about you could potentially get $750 one time if you qualify after you apply online. But if memory serves me, the people in New York, the illegal migrants, they get $6,000 a month. That, of course, our taxpayer dollars pay for. So if you guys are all stuck on the whole bullshit between Trump and Harris, that's all relevant. But at the end of the day, we're helping each other, because Harris said maybe $750. Trump did a whole GoFundMe that has over $3 million now, because he was there like right after he was able to be on the ground. So he did a GoFundMe, and then Biden tells us help each other. And then since they don't talk to each other, FEMA's like, don't come up here, don't just send money. This is what's going on. So while everybody's talking about how Vance killed the debate, he did. I knew he would. There are bigger things going on, because those people up there are still affected. They still don't have what they need. They still have lost their homes. We've seen the images of their homes floating away, and they're being told apply online. Let's not forget Georgia, because that whole plant thing that blew up, the state of Georgia is now telling people, you're fine, go outside. It doesn't matter if when you inhale, it burns in your throat. That's nothing. You're good. Go outside. The media is not even talking about it anymore. And the media is barely talking about Hurricane Helene. So yeah, that is what's happening. That's what you need to focus on. Make the right decision and make choices and take care of your family, because we're on our own.
So this is all I got from this video, and so I am going to start by saying that I am sending out my love to all the people, families that were affected by Hurricane Helen. And I really do hope that you recover from this, because this is really like a great loss to so many people, right? And then let's get into the video. And like I say, I am going to speak on some part and let you all speak on some parts in the comment section, right? And I am going to start by saying that, see, there are protocols to everything. I mean, there is nothing that happens that there will not be protocol to it, right? Because you cannot see the government. The government cannot go out sharing money. How will the government know that you are the one affected? How will the government know that you are part of the? I didn't know, but I mean, it's just common sense. It's not something. I understand some people lost homes, gadgets, everything, and all that, right? Yeah, I understand that. And sincerely speaking, I am really, really very sad about it, and I am sending also my hugs, sympathy, condolences, everything to everybody affected, because it is a huge loss to so many people, right? And to also America at large, right? And no matter how it has happened, what has happened, right? But the only thing is that I know $750 is not huge money or something, but this is already the money that FEMA has already mapped out, and you all already know that they are the ones in charge of disasters and all that, and that is already the $750 that has been mapped out, right? And for those that really do want to get the money, have to go through the procedures, because if you do not register, if you do not indicate that you are also that you lost something, and there is no how anybody will know, so you have to indicate, so that the money will get to you. I don't know how it's going to happen, but you have to make it happen if you really do want it. I don't know if that makes sense. So I think coming online to scream that how are people supposed to get gadgets? I understand they lost something, right? But you do not expect the government to throw money or aids to people from helicopter, like it doesn't make any sense. So there will also be due process for people to get some money from the government. And also, I learned that the present government, I mean, like administration, also is also working so hard with the state government to make sure that they are being taken care of and given what they are supposed to get as compensation, right? So why is it hard for us to understand that there are procedures to so many things or some certain things? I mean, it's just that it is not easy that people lost their things, right, during the disaster. But it is also easy to understand that people cannot just, like, from nowhere know that, ever, like, you lost something, I lost something, and the other person lost. It is by registering that you can get the money back, right? That one is aside. And also, I am going to say this. I know sometimes life isn't kind of hard. There are months or something that I mean, you are probably not seeing clear. Like, you are probably broke, struggling, and the rest of it. It happens literally to almost everybody. There are some months that you have so much expenses and the rest of it. Now, I am going to ask this. Why is it that an announcement has been made about this hurricane, right? And at the same time, there was an open invite for people that wanted to be evacuated Why did people also not leave, especially when they already been marked that this place, something like this is going to happen? Or were you people trying to taste or, like, see if nature was going to do something great, or probably not do? Like, I don't understand why people still chose to stay back, because this has already been forecasted. And also, they were also planning for arrangements and all that to still let some people live some certain places. Why did some people not leave? Now, I really do not. Now, let me tell us something. You see, this hurricane is something that happens every year. I don't know if that makes sense. And the fact that, for the fact that you already have seen or known how crazy it usually is whenever it comes, why is it that sometimes we try to play games, hanky panky? Maybe it is not going to get to my side, maybe it is going to get my side, or did you not leave? Probably because you do not have, I don't know, but I don't know how to, like, put it, but I mean, options were given to people. See, I stand to be corrected if options were not given to people to evacuate and look for somewhere safer for them to go because of the disaster and all that. Now, sometimes we are always very quick to blame people without even looking downward inside us, knowing that sometimes we humans also will make mistakes, right? Or will make mistakes. But then, like I said, I am going to leave you all to educate me so much more on some certain things, that especially this hurricane thing and all that. I've been following it up, but I cannot tell the story more than you people. So I absolutely need you all to tell me, like, some certain things from the video that I felt like I probably did not touch. But I already said that I am going to touch a few and let you all tell me more about it. And also, the other one I'm going to chip in is that I also do not know how much migrants are earning, especially in New York and all that. So I cannot compare how much that is being given to people that went through this hurricane, this thing. But sincerely speaking, all I am going to say is that they really deserve all the attention that they need to be taken care of. The government need to also, I don't know, compensate them in some certain ways and all that. Then another one is insurance. Is your house insured? Flood insurance, because there are some particular places you live. You definitely know what happens there, and make sure that things around you are insured. Did you do all that too? Because these are the things that are very important, right? So yeah, let me know what you all think in the comment section. I am going to leave it here. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.